This is a sketchbook I just finished. I started it in September 2020 and I finished it today in April 2025. And I never recorded one of these sketchbook tours before, but I thought I might as well now because I am feeling it. This is a cover that I like paper art did all those 5 years ago. Okay. We've got, I think this was Miku. So when I first started the sketchbook, the majority of what I did was I would draw sketches to then turn into digital art because I was doing a lot of digital, but I couldn't sketch digitally. Like, it would just turn out so bad. Oh, we've got Cinema Roll and Kuromi. Bunny Hat Girl. Bunny Hat Girl. This was for a school project where we had to model clay on like a found object outside, and I picked a rock. Okay, I actually like this one. I think it's simple but good. The composition's good. Just a hand. A little snake on it. I did this for someone on Instagram who reached out and was like, hey, I'm doing an art project where I made a how-to draw this face guide. Could y'all just like follow it and show me what you did? And so I did that for her. So that's the face I drew. My cousin was over and we were doing still lifes together. We got a Coke can and this like ceramic gutted cow bowl that I made in high school. I finally bought some nice like colored pens that I ended up loving so much, and I love to do like texture work where it's all, you know, circles and lines and stuff. I was in fact in the White House, not the one in DC, but the White House. Oh, this was a house that burned. Not down to the ground, but like burned near my dad's house. And I took a picture of it one day. I like made my brother walk there with me so I could take a picture of it. I have always loved pointillism and stippling, but around this time I got really into like doing whole pictures just with dots instead of like using it as like a shading technique. And I love it so much. I never finished this one apparently, but yeah, we've got some rarity drawings up here too. I really did fall in love with those colored pens. I really like these, just like doodling faces. Again, I would just open up my sketchbook, grab a color, and then just see what happened. And it's better than doing nothing, if I'm honest. And I was practicing using different densities and different sizes of circles as a shading technique. I don't think I've actually properly used that yet, but I definitely should. I love this. I love this so much. I just love drawing bodies. It's my favorite thing to draw. And houses. I love houses. It's a self-portrait, but it looks like I'm in... I can't help but think it looks like I'm in the Lord of the Rings. And then I have a little tiny one down here of me with a mustache. So I got really into Star Kid. And I drew Wiggly and Paul Matthews. Oh, here's Blinky? Yeah, here's Blinky in crayon. A nice big crayon portrait of Blinky. I started doing these little comics. Just like four panel comics. I love drawing bodies. Can I pull this away at all? Can y'all see all that? I don't know. I love drawing bodies. It really is my favorite thing to draw. Girls with Mustaches 2024. By the way. This was a series of, I guess, thumbnail sketches that I drew here. Wait. Let me just grab... I finished one of them and I'm in the middle of the second one. I love that I drew these sketches over a year ago now, back in February of last year. But I still haven't even finished the second one. I guess you're getting real close up. There you go. There's the cutout magazine letters. And I ended up making this like fun, funky pattern inspired by my art teacher from high school. And this was actually the first day that I got back in therapy, and then I think I do these right after, because she was like, you need to draw again, because I like really had not been drawing. And I also did this thumbnail sketch, which I have since completed. I think I completed it like a month after, but it's up on my wall. So we've got teeth and a missing and rotten tooth, and this poor guy. Poor guy. This was drawn with my left hand. I was hanging out with a friend one day, and I wanted them to draw with me, but they were like kind of too scared to like let themselves do it. So I was like, oh, just like do it with your left hand and like expect it to be bad. And then after that, I got really into drawing with my left hand. We've got this guy eating a house with, or I don't know, that it's purple. I don't think it's supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be a path. Facing the moon. I like using Crayola and other like low quality materials. I really like this self-portrait, and it doesn't look like me, but who cares? Because I like it, and that's what matters. More comics from almost exactly a year ago. A little bit more than a year ago now. Oh, that's so cute. We've got little like emo scene girl up here. And in my head, this is a tattoo design. I'm not gonna get it, but it still like is a tattoo design. I really like the imagery of pears and like almost like Slavic inspired borders. College notes. And these are actual tattoo designs. I did do them for a college class, but my partner wanted a kitchen tattoo, and so I designed them 2 options. He went with this one, and we like removed the border up top, and so now it's just a square. And he got it. And this is like a stippled pointillism leaf guy that I really want, but I'd probably have to get it stick and poke, and I'm a big baby. This is a little Dashin for my friend, and then just a cool person. Okay, this is another real tattoo design that I just got. I just got my first tattoo, and it's this one. It's another tattoo that I thought of, like, over the belly button, you know? Just like this collision of abstract faces. This one I just freehanded, and I like that it's, like, 3D but 2D. And I like the sun guy with his hands and the beetle people. I really like it. I think it's fun and whimsical. I think this was a picture of a studio that I saw on Pinterest that I really liked. This is a selfie that I took in a hospital bathroom. Moments before disaster. I'm trying to redraw the Dashin for my friend, but I forgot. I forgot to give him front legs. Here's like a map of tattoos. I thought about maybe the leaf under that knee, and that is where I got my tattoo. I do have that there. And I want the apple core and the words there. I have this written here in a nice fun font. Why is my body purely decoration? And it's less about like the sexism, objectification, and more about like disability of my body looks pretty, but it don't do much. Little guy under a tree. Did y'all see that trend where people were drawing Mikus from like across the world? I decided to draw Seattle punk Miku, and I don't know if it turned out that well, but whatever. I drew a doodle of me in my giant shirt. And me naked. Here I was planning out a zine that I ended up making. I was bored at my partner's house, and so I just drew what I did every hour or so. So, I was watching YouTube one day, and I was like, I need to not just be staring at my machine, I need to do something. And so I grabbed these 2 microns that I had. I was like, I'm just gonna draw. I'm gonna draw every face that I see, and whatever I think of, I'm just gonna draw. And I'd been in the ER the day before, so I drew the 3 of us floating in the ER room. I've got Shane Top and Arasha and Trevor and Mr. Strange, Taya, Kasamnisi Pisa. This is my partner. That's Drew Gooden. We've got Mr. Business, watch out. Me, inspired by a portrait someone did of me. We've got Rhett and Link. More of my boyf, me, and me. Some YouTuber I don't know. I guess that's their name. We've got Noah from Smosh, Keith from Snosh, Noah, Shane, some YouTuber, that's her name. There's me, my partner, little dog, me. We've got a face with some words and a nose and a foot and a tree made of stars. I feel rage, do you? Got a fun little pattern with curved lines and circles. Trunk that says eat me. Person in like a field, I guess. Got a fun, really tall tree. This person for scale, and I guess house for also scale. I like how I layered trees in this one. Got a really, really dull T for T. And then interpersonal. In my head, this is album art, but no, who knows. Here's this like tree house that was in my neighborhood one time. Me carving wood. That's what I used to do there. This is the stages of rot. Here is me drawing while watching YouTube, eating while watching YouTube, being on phone while watching YouTube, and rot. This is just like layers of my room. I've got my window and all my posters like end right there. Plain wall, me in bed, mattress, frame, carpet. I've got me and my partner as little horses. Got maternal husband. Things I've tried to like. There's some people having at it. And down here we've got this is like my living room and then the beginning of my kitchen. A nice little landscape right there. This is a drawing of me, drawing of my friend Lily. And then this must have been a face from like Pinterest, unless I looked in the mirror and did my own face. I'm not sure, but I like the juxtaposition between the like solid blue and the like grayscale harsh shading. Here we've got some harsh shading Gerard Ways, definitely from Pinterest, and a little drawing of my boy. We've got more harsh shading Gerard Ways, and I guess like a normal Gerard Way, but I really was enjoying doing the like freehand harsh shading. Here, I think I was just playing around with markers, and this is what happened. Got another harsh shading Gerard Way with this like kind of, I don't know, but it says, I saw through my hair, my skin, my skull today. The shape of the hole was robotic, yellow. Which I guess you could call a poem, but I was just talking, going through it. Grass person hugging a tree. I drew my partner's nose. I designed a little ring. It's a little comic, I guess. And a thumbnail sketch for a painting I'm still working on. My boyfriend drew this little giraffe, and I drew this really long neck person, and a hand person, and DJ Otter, and us, and this person. I don't know. This was an exercise that my therapist told me to do, of like drawing the shape of something and then filling it in with a pattern. This is like the clutter of a nightstand type thing in my room. Clutter around it, more clutter. I like how I used color and shape there. This is the Safeway parking lot and a lemon over it because I walked to Safeway to get a lemon. And this is a tiny little thumbnail sketch of a drawing that I did of me and my mom. We've got a little comic and a dog. That was supposed to be a bunny, but then I googled bunny and I drew a better bunny. We've got more people doodles, scribbly face, scribbled out face, face, people. We've got some colorful fish. We've got another like tree stump drawing and a face. Got a bunch of little otter drawings. Oh, I love otters. This is the last page. I drew a couch from Pinterest and a thumbnail sketch for something that I had just finished. And that's it.